We have new details just into the newsroom on a dangerous wildfire burning in the Sierra this morning in Madera County. Let's go live to the Breaking News Center with Action News reporter Wes Severson and those new details just in. Wes?
Good morning, Tony. Good morning to you at home. This fire broke out last night in North Fork in an area known as Cascadel Woods. This is just miles from where a massive fire burned tens of thousands of acres last year, not far from Bass Lake. And that breaking news just in, we've just learned from CAL FIRE, progress on the fire has been stopped. That is just great news for the dozens of people who were told to leave at a moment's notice last night. Many of them loading their pets and just anything they could to get into their cars and get out. We expect the evacuations will start being lifted in the next few hours. Some were lifted overnight. People living in as many as 200 homes were told to just get out. A couple mobile homes and several cars were destroyed. Investigators believe the fire did start at one of those trailers. They are working to confirm that right now. CAL FIRE says they had to attack this fire very hard because of all the dead pine trees up there, and they did, stopping it at around 38 acres overnight.
You have really steep, rugged terrain in this area, and the vegetation is dry. We've got the tree mortality. So all of those elements combined makes it a very dangerous and dangerous fire conditions, and there's a lot of potential for a disastrous fire.
We went into panic mode, and we started grabbing our phones, our phone chargers, our animals.
Now, just in the last half hour, CAL FIRE did update the containment on this fire 20% to now 40%. Some evacuations were lifted overnight, as I said, and others will likely be going home shortly in the next few hours. I also spoke with the Madera County Sheriff's Office. They tell me extra deputies will be patrolling the evacuated areas. As some of you may remember, during last summer's Willow Fire, burglars were actually breaking into homes that were evacuated. So it is a concern up there for many of those people. I will have another update from North Fork in our next half hour. And quickly here, guys, new this morning, let's take you up to Washington State. Just a scary and tragic situation outside of Seattle. 3 people killed at a house party last night. A gunman just walks in and starts shooting the guests. Again, 3 people dead, 1 other person was shot. They are in the hospital. I am trying to get an update on their condition right now. It's not being released. Witnesses very rattled, as you can imagine. As many as 20 people were at that home where it happened. The only good news here, guys, the suspect was taken into custody a couple hours after the shooting. Investigators should be releasing new details on him any minute now. We just got some new reaction from people who were at that party as well. I have that coming up in our next half hour. I'm Wes Severson, live in the Breaking News Center. I'll send it back to you, Tony.
All right, Wes, thank you. A man remains in the hospital after Fresno police say he tried to rob a convenience store and was shot by the clerk. We continue to track that dangerous and deadly fire now burning for more than a week in the mountains in Monterey County. Let's go live to the Breaking News Center with Action News reporter Wes Severson, who has some brand new information from the command center. Wes?
Good morning, Tony. Good morning to you at home. CAL FIRE has just announced the number of firefighters now trying to protect iconic areas near Big Sur, now at more than 4,300. One of those reasons is this brutal heat that everyone's been feeling. The hot weather has made it difficult since the fire started last week. That huge army of crew members has only managed 15% containment. 57 homes were destroyed, 3 others damaged. Thousands of homes are evacuated at this hour, several businesses as well. Some along that scenic Highway 1 route stretching through that Big Sur State Park everyone knows about. Of course, this is one of the reasons the air quality here in the valley is so bad. Smoke from that Monterey County fire continues to drift and just settle in. Of course, the fire is blamed for the death of a bulldozer operator who accidentally crashed on the fire lines. Robert Reagan, who lived in Friant and was from the Oakhurst area, I actually went to high school with him. I have been in contact with his family, but so far no details just yet on memorial services, but I will keep you posted, guys. And speaking of fires, new this morning, Fresno fire crews forced to battle this overnight fire with limited crews. Several dozen firefighters from the local area are at that Monterey County fire battling that thing. Luckily, here at home at this fire at Belmont and Hughes in west central Fresno last night, it was not much of a challenge at all. 2 alarms did have to come out, though, around 11:30 last night. Firefighters say multiple sheds and structures caught fire, forcing them to call for some extra assistance and engines. But once they started battling this, they had it out rather quickly. It turns out the home was abandoned. It appears homeless people may have started the fire, but we are working to confirm that right now. And Tony, coming up in our next half hour, I'm working on an update from CAL FIRE on those evacuations at that fire that sparked last night in North Fork. We are hoping to hear that more of those are going to be lifted here in the next few hours, because I know a lot of homeowners up there very concerned about their properties. I'm Wes Severson, live in the Breaking News Center. I'm going to send it back to you, Tony.
All right, thanks for those updates, Wes. Initiative Foods is putting on a food drive today, nearly a week after its prosecuting plan. All right.
Cool.